Can you remember the CS saying, ule mtu atapatikana akigoma, piga yeye risasi ya mguu. Ule mtu atapatikana akiharibu mali ya umma, piga yeye risasi ya mguu. Ule mtu ataonekana akikaribia police station, piga yeye risasi ya mguu. So out of that statement, I have credible information, and I believe that some changes were effected and some police officers came to Kikuyu police station just because of that statement. And therefore, when they came, we are starting to see the results of people who are prepared to come and do piga risasi ya mguu. And therefore, these people came to that police station preparing to counter the things that were happening in Kikuyu constituency. If you can remember, during the Gen Z maandamano, the court in Kikuyu was burnt down. And you can remember the chaotic things that were happening in Kikuyu. And therefore, they went on and went ahead to a point where these things were getting out of hand. And therefore the CS, being the CS, and this is the first time he's holding that docket, came on and said, kila mtu ambaye atakaribia mali ya umma, piga yeye risasi ya mguu, tandika yeye risasi ya mguu. And therefore those were the instructions that these people received. We waited and people started complaining about this risasi ya mguu. And we got to a point where even the minister, the cabinet secretary, had to come and apologize to the people, saying that that is not what I meant. I said that if you are out there destroying the public resources or destroying the public assets, then we cannot just sit and look at you. What we are going to do is that we are going to ensure that we protect the properties in this country, the public properties, the private properties, and we will ensure that our police officers have been deployed to protect the properties, and that is legal. Putting it that way, that becomes legal. You can remember that when he said piga risasi ya mguu, there was even some trending things that were happening in the country. I even remember someone producing a song and calling it risasi ya mguu. And you see, we as Kenyans, sometimes we joke too much. When there is a very serious issue that is ongoing, we love to take that thing, put some humor in there, and then we start identifying with that situation. And I believe this is what happened. And if I was the president by then what I would have done some changes in that docket. But because I am not the president and I don't know how to be president, and maybe I will never be president, the president knew better. And therefore we saw some changes, and some people were moved, and some police officers got access to Kikuyu police station. And therefore we are having this case that has been there for a long period of time. And this case is trending between being a political case and a legal case. If you can remember, someone like James Orengo, Kalonzo Musyoka, these people have been sued by the president because of this same case. Because there is an issue that is ongoing, and some people are saying that the president is interested in the property that has been in dispute for a long period of time. And the president is telling them, I want you to give me the evidence, because I know I am not interested in that property. And therefore, when they are going on with this case, the person in charge of this matter is one and only Chalo Bombu, the advocate. He was doing so well. And it is told that Chalo Bob went on handling this matter to a point where he was insulted by the family. And I will talk about this family and my view about the family. And when he was insulted by the family, he went ahead, sued the family. He got the damages, sold their property, attached a house, and then got that house and sold the house to the person they were fighting with. Let me take you back. Wacha twende nyuma kidogo. So there is this family. The professor married this lady, and they got into a marriage that was not working. Together they were blessed with 2 children, and then this marriage was still not working. And they got to a point where they said, hey, jamaa, mimi nimechoka. What I'll have to do, mimi nitakuacha, wewe uendelee na life yako, na mimi niende zangu. And therefore the lady left, and said that she left because by then she was caring about her own safety and the safety of her children. And when she left and went ahead, started a new life, they went to a point where they had to divorce formally. They went through the divorce case and it was finalized. And I want to tell you, divorce cases are the easiest, especially when the parties have grounds and when they do not want to come back together. But even when you divorce, there is something that you cannot divorce. You cannot divorce the fact that the person you are divorcing is the father of your child or your children. The person you have divorced is the mother of your children. And therefore that happened in this case. They went on, divorced, and it was finalized. And then they went to the next phase. And this is the most dangerous phase. If you have one toxic party in a family, it can even be very aggressive if both parties are aggressive people or dangerous and very jealous people. They went to matrimonial properties case. Now, this property they are saying they bought together when they were living together. And if that is what that had happened, then you need to know that matrimonial property is purchased during the pendency of a marriage. Before you get married, whatever you had and whatever they had, that cannot be considered as matrimonial property. And therefore, in this case, what happened is that this property was bought during the pendency of the marriage. And therefore, they started fighting about this property, went to court, fought about it for more than 20 years. They are still fighting about the property. One party is saying it was my property. The other party is saying, no, I bought the property. And in between, one family is getting to abuse the advocate who is handling the matter on behalf of the professor, the man. And therefore, these people are being sued by the advocate because of defamation, and the advocate is winning and is going after their property and is winning that property and taking that property and selling it to the man, the professor, the client. I think the advocate went overboard kiasi, because that is even being petty. But sometimes we are petty people. Advocates, we are petty people. We love to dominate and we love to show you that there is nothing you can do. And I believe this was just an legal battle with the advocate going ahead to sue them and even getting their property. I know it is good for you to sue for defamation, but going to an extent of taking the property and selling it to your client whom they are fighting with the other side, I think that was somehow petty. And then this person between these years decides to marry another person, because you are divorced, you can get another wife, and therefore when you're divorced, you're allowed to go and marry another person. And therefore professor went on, married this other person, beautiful, learned, doctor, life is good. And then they proceeded with their life and they started doing life together. Then the daktari started getting threats from this other end. He went to police station and reported these threats. Some of the threats were reported and the police could not record those statements because they said, this is a family issue. What are you telling us? And then it seems like the other side was too powerful, that they were afraid, or they were doing things to ensure that the reports have not been noted down. And therefore, she did not get an OB for that. She was going to work one day. Some people come with a motorbike and they come and they tell her, if you ever report us again, that will be the end of you. We will deal with you perpendicularly. And therefore, the professor is worried, and now she will not report in Machakos County. She has to report in Nairobi County. When she reports to Nairobi County, she's told to go to Kiambu County. And then there is that issue. And then people come to her family matrimonial home. They take over the cars, very expensive vehicle, a Range Rover, V8, Prado TX. These big vehicles, all of them are taken over, and she does not know where the cars are. And this one day, she's going to work. She's forced to use an Uber. And as she's driving to work, she's blocked on the way. And guess what? She is taken out. And she's taken out because of some people giving instructions and funding this operation. It is rumored that the people who took her out were promised to be paid 1 million Kenya shillings. Imagine, a whole doctor is worth 1 million shillings. Imagine how much you are worth. You. I want you to tell me how much you are worth if a whole doctor is just worth 1 million Kenya shillings. A whole doctor is worth 1 million Kenya shillings. What about you? Anyway, I don't want to proceed with that level of thinking. Then the people who have done that job are people who are known. And then the investigations have to start because the client has been taken out in the same way the advocate was taken out. And this is very sad. It's very sad. It's a very sad case. And therefore, the investigation started and the rumor started that this case has something to do with the other case of the advocate who was taken out. Therefore, these people have to do their investigation properly. And then there is a person that I fear very, very much. Honorable Rigathi Gachagua is getting all the information. He knows who did the job. He comes out and states that the same minister, cabinet secretary who was saying we need risasi ya mguu knows the people who did this job. And the people are known and these people are working with the police force. Sasa, ikifika hapo, what do we do? What do we do? Do we say the law is very clear or do we say shonoka? In this case, the director of criminal investigations in Kenya is forced to come and give a presser. And when they come out, they said that it is true. The people mentioned by Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, the people who did that. And they went to the police station, got the gun. The gun was taken to the people who were to do the job, and the job was done by the police officers. My friend, if this is not news, I don't know what will ever make news in this country. Imagine the people who are supposed to protect you are taking 1 million to take you out. The people where you had gone to make a report are the same people coming after you. And that is how our daktari went on. And that was it. I don't want to blame anyone, but if what I am thinking is what happened, if these people were being funded by the family, then the whole family will go in forever. It is rumored that some of the motor vehicles were found in possession of the family. This family, all of them are in right now. And they have gone to court saying, chukua picha. Umechukua mzuri, chukua vingine, nichukue picha. And I want you to take that picture so good because what we are doing is that we are fighting for our mother. I am here to say that some people can be able to intoxicate their children to a point where they are worse than. I don't want to finish, but the words start with Alsha. Anyway, that is where we are. People arrested, more arrests to come. We'll be waiting to see what will happen in this matter. And this is the Kenya we have right now. Police officers being used by the citizen to gun down the citizens in the country. My name is Nderu.